All right, what's up? What's good? What's going on? Welcome to the War Zone once again. Here we are with UFC 269, Charles Oliveira against Dustin Poirier. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some brief breakdowns and predictions on these fights, and we're going to start from the prelims and work our way all the way up to the main card. So without further ado, let's get into it. So, first up, in the women's flyweight division, we have Gillian Robertson against Priscila Cachoeira. So, this one here was pretty easy for me. I'm going to take Gillian Robertson. She's too strong. Her takedowns are awesome. Better grappler. I expect her to, at some point, get this fight to the ground and do some significant ground and pound. Cachoeira has terrible takedown defense. I just don't think I'm not impressed with her at all. So, I'm going to make this one easy. Gillian Robertson by unanimous decision, 30-27. Next up, in the men's bantamweight division, we have Randy Costa against Tony Kelley. I'm going to have to go with Randy Costa in this one. Costa, he looked really good against Adrian Yanez. This guy is a very solid fighter. I look for him to pace himself throughout this fight, make this fight real ugly on the feet. Not impressed with the cardio of Kelley. Very suspect cardio. He's got a basic style on the feet and on the ground. So I'm giving the edge to Randy Costa to pull this fight out by split decision, 29-28. All right, moving on up. Next up, men's featherweight division. We have Ryan Hall versus Darrick Minner. This is a toss-up fight, to be honest with you, but I'm going to go with Ryan Hall in this fight. Ryan Hall, he's great on the ground. He's dangerous with the heel hooks. Scrappy fighter, but he's a very, very, very sneaky fighter, man. Like Darrick Minner, I expect him to grapple in this fight. He does have good wrestling, good takedowns. But like I said, I think this fight is pretty even in that department. But I just think that Ryan Hall can get the job done and get a hold of one of his legs, man, and possibly in this fight with a submission by heel hook. So I'm going to go with Ryan Hall to finish this fight via heel hook in the third round. So there you have it. Ryan Hall by submission, third round. Moving on, men's flyweight division. We have Alex Perez against Matt Schnell. I'm going to have to go with Alex Perez to pull this fight out. I love his leg kicks. Decent on the feet. He definitely has more experience. Schnell does have the reach advantage, but he has a suspect chin, and I just think Alex Perez is just a more seasoned fighter, more experienced fighter, and like I said, I don't see Schnell being able to take this fight to the ground because Alex Perez, I believe, has a better ground game, and like I said, on the feet, Alex Perez knows how to close the distance really well. So I'm going to take Alex Perez by decision over Matt Schnell. Okay, next up, women's flyweight division. We have Miranda Maverick versus Erin Blanchfield. Wow. This is a toss-up fight. However, I'm going to have to go with Miranda Maverick because of her skill set, better skill set. She has great takedown defense. I think she has better stand-up than Erin Blanchfield. Erin Blanchfield is very strong, great grappler. But Miranda Maverick is going to be able to defend those takedowns in this fight. And it's going to slow Blanchfield down. And Miranda Maverick is one of those fighters, when she senses any weakness in you, man, she's coming for you. So I expect Miranda Maverick to pull this one out by decision. So I'm going to go with Miranda Maverick by decision, 29-28. All right. To continue, men's middleweight division, Andre Muniz against Eryk Anders. Both of these guys are dangerous. I have seen Eryk Anders kind of improve a little bit lately. But at the same time, I got to go with the younger fighter in Muniz with the reach advantage. This guy is a very, very, very good fighter, man. Very technical fighter. Anders is taking this fight on short notice. Don't know how much he wants it anymore in the UFC. Very, very good prospect when he first came out, but he's gotten to the point to where he's content with just getting a check. So he does have a puncher's chance, but at the same time, man, after the first round, Eryk Anders will slow down, I believe, and Munhoz would just be able to pick him apart pretty much. And he can take Eryk Anders down, which will not be good for Eryk Anders. So I expect him to take Eryk Anders down. I'm going to give Anders the benefit of the doubt that he won't get stopped in this fight. So I'm going to take Muniz by unanimous decision in this fight. Yeah, because Eryk Anders, man, I just don't see it in him anymore. Moving on, men's middleweight division once again, Jordan Wright versus Bruno Silva. I am going to go with Bruno Silva in this one. Jordan Wright is definitely a KO threat. He's dangerous early in the fights. I think this fight is pretty even in grappling. I think it'll be a close first round. I think Jordan Wright will slow down in this fight. I love how Silva is technically sound. He's got a good chin. He's got devastating body shots. This guy, I believe, has what it takes to slow Jordan Wright down just enough to really take advantage and win this fight in the later rounds. So I'm going to go with Bruno Silva to pull this fight out by decision, 29-28. All right, next up, men's heavyweight division. We've got Augusto Sakai against Tai Tuivasa. I got to go with Tai Tuivasa. Better cardio. He's definitely improved. His game plan is a little different now. He was a little wild at first, but now he's more patient. This guy's got some serious calf kicks and a lot of power and force behind them. I think Sakai is going to be intimidated by the power of Tuivasa. And I think he's just not going to take enough chances, man. He's not going to take the chances needed in order for him to actually make this a close fight. So I got Tuivasa, man, eventually catching up with Sakai because of his timidness in this fight and catching him and scoring a second round TKO. Moving on up the cards, we have the men's bantamweight division. We have Pedro Munhoz against Dominick Cruz. Wow. Very close fight, man. I see this fight. This fight could go either way. I can see Pedro Munhoz trying to come for this fight, man. It's a much needed win for him in this fight. Got to keep this fight on the feet in order to have a chance in this fight. However, Dominick Cruz has the experience, the reach advantage. He has the footwork and the movement. Dominick Cruz moves very well in the ring. Munhoz seems to have problems with fighters that can move really well in the ring. Like I said, Dominick Cruz is the bigger fighter, rangier fighter. I truly believe he has a grappling advantage in this fight. So I'm gonna go with Dominick Cruz, man, to pull this fight out. I'm going with Dominick Cruz via decision because I just think he moves a little bit too well for Pedro Munhoz to actually be able to do anything significant in this fight. He's going to have to be chasing Dominick Cruz down, and I think that'll open him up for Dominick Cruz to shoot on him, take him to the ground, get some significant ground time, and let him back up and do it all over again. So I got Dominick Cruz by decision. All right, next up, men's featherweight division. We have Josh Emmett against Dan Ige. I got to go with Josh Emmett in this one. This is going to be a war, I believe. Both of these guys have power. I just think Josh Emmett's footwork is better. He's more technical. I think he's going to work harder in this fight. However, Ige, he has power, but he was kind of exposed by the Korean Zombie. I don't know how much Dan Ige really is going to want this fight. Like I said, it's pretty even across the board, but I'm giving Josh Emmett the edge in this one. So I'm going to take Josh Emmett by decision, 29-28. All right, here we go. Next up, men's bantamweight division. We've got Ryan Paiva against Sean O'Malley. This was a no-brainer for me. I'm taking Sean O'Malley in this fight. Don't get me wrong, Ryan Paiva is a very tough fighter. I think that in this fight, he is not really going to be a match for Sean O'Malley on the feet because of the height and reach advantage. We all know Sean O'Malley. This guy is very unpredictable, explosive at times. Paiva's just a hard-nosed guy who's a solid fighter. But I believe Paiva's going to try to take Sean O'Malley down at some points after getting beat up on the feet. But people got to realize that Sean O'Malley has an underrated ground game, man. But his IQ on the feet and his height and reach is going to pose too much for Ryan Paiva, especially those spinning back kicks. I mean, he could finish this fight in so many ways, but I'm going to give Paiva the benefit of the doubt to survive this one. But I got Sean O'Malley winning this by unanimous decision, 30-27. All right, moving on up. Men's flyweight division. Cachoeira, France against Cody Garbrandt. Oh man, this is really tough for me to side with Cody Garbrandt in this fight. He is coming down in weight. I believe it's going to be too much for him, man. That's weight drain. Oh man, I just can't trust Cody Garbrandt, man, to get this fight done, man. So I'm gonna go with Cachoeira, France, man. With his speed, he's strong. He has a 3.5-inch reach advantage in this fight. Yeah, I gotta go. I'm gonna go with Cachoeira, France, man, to pull this one out by decision, man. And I wouldn't be surprised to see if he catches Cody Garbrandt, man, and KOs Cody Garbrandt in this fight. But like I said, man, I just cannot trust this weight cut, man, for Cody Garbrandt. I think it's going to be a problem for him in this fight. So I got Cachoeira, France by split decision, 29-28. He finds a way to pull it out. All right, moving on up. Men's welterweight division. Jeff Neal against Santiago Ponzinibbio. Oh, man. It's a no-brainer for me right here. I got to go with Santiago Ponzinibbio in this one, man. Wow, I just think this guy really knows how to use his distance. He has power. He's more technical on the feet. And like I said, he knows how to use his distance. Jeff Neal has really disappointed me, man. As we all know, his camp was disrupted by him catching a DUI. The only chance Jeff Neal has, I believe, is in the first round. But like I said, I think Ponzinibbio is much too smart for that. And I think Jeff Neal's going to be too passive in this fight. And he's just not going to do enough, man. He I don't know what it is, man. But in his last few fights, he's been so gun shy. And I don't know what he's thinking when he's in the ring. But I think Ponzinibbio is going to be show more drive, and he's going to be more aggressive in this fight, and he's going to want it more. So I got Santiago Ponzinibbio by decision over Jeff Neal, and I'm going to go out there on a limb and say 30-27 over Jeff Neal. All right, people, here we go with the co-main event of the evening, women's title fight. In the bantamweight division, we've got Amanda Nunes, the champion, against Julianna Pena, the challenger. People, I'm not even going to spend too much time on this. This is a no-brainer. Amanda Nunes is going to walk right through this young lady, man, and I expect to see a first-round KO in this one, because Pena is just too green for Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes has too much technique, too much form. This girl let me just tell you something, man. I mean, I don't see where Pena even has the slightest chance of winning this fight. Like I said, I do not expect this fight to go past the first round, but if it reaches the second round, I'll be surprised, but I don't think it goes to 3 at all. You know, when I'm looking at Pena and how she got subbed by a standing guillotine from Jermaine Durandamy, and dude, like, all right. So Amanda Nunes, first round KO. On to the next one. All right, people, here we are with the main event of the evening. Men's lightweight championship fight between Charles Oliveira and Dustin Poirier. I looked at this fight, man, and at first I was kind of conflicted about this fight, but then reality set in and I realized that, why am I tripping? I am going to have to go with the champ in this fight, man. Charles Oliveira, man. Don't get me wrong, Dustin Poirier is definitely the best lightweight striker in the world on the feet. However, what we have to realize is that Charles Oliveira can strike just as well. I mean, he has a left hook and a check hook, man, that will play very well in a fight like this against the style like a Dustin Poirier. But even more so disturbing is the fact that Charles Oliveira is a monster with his grappling and jiu-jitsu. This guy can sub you any kind of way that he wants to sub you. We already see how Dustin Poirier has problems with grapplers or individuals with the level of jiu-jitsu or grappling that Charles Oliveira has. The only way Dustin Poirier can win this fight is by KO and Charles Oliveira. And I don't see that because Charles Oliveira, he moves really well. I think he learned a lot from that fight with Michael Chandler, but we all see what he did after getting dropped by Michael Chandler. He came right back out the next round and finished him. We're not going to see that same Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira is going to come out here and he's going to gauge his performance. And based on this performance, he's going to choose whether to keep this on the feet or to take this to the ground. But you also got to remember Charles Oliveira has vicious body shots. And his leg kick game on the feet is something that, we have to keep into consideration as well. Just too well-rounded for Dustin Poirier. I think Charles Oliveira gets it done. I got Charles Oliveira, man, at some point, man, maybe in the late third or fourth round, he may be able to get Dustin Poirier down, man, and in this fight with a rear naked choke, man. Or we may even see a guillotine choke in this fight. But I got Charles Oliveira by submission in the fourth round. And that's my prediction. Thanks, people, for tuning in. I appreciate you. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Please hit the bell icon for notifications. Please tune in. I am going to be live for this fight this upcoming weekend. So check me out at the War Zone. And blessings and peace to all. And with that, I'm out.